Well, hello fellow RVers, this is Gary with Rough Road RV Life. We like looking at freedom. Where has freedom brought us? Panama City to St. Andrews State Park. And we're going to do a tour of this park. It's that way.
St. Andrews State Park is a Florida state park.
Located in the Panhandle.
Panama City.
And first you go through here, and then this attendant here will tell you to pull over to the parking lot to the right, and you go in the building and check in.
So there is where you check in with the ranger. They also have some little exhibits in there.
Yeah.
And the parking lot, you just park over there by where that car is.
Of course, you have to be wary of the golf carts and the turtles.
And the pedestrians and the bicyclists. Okay. We'll start here. This is this road loops around and it's very scenic. We may see deer. So in season, you can catch the ferry over to Shell Island, but I do not believe it runs in the wintertime. We're a little off season here, but you would never know it looking at the park, right?
Right.
It's been almost full every single night. This is a very busy Florida State Park.
You might know it from people not swimming in the beach, but there are people on the beach.
Yes. So this is a great road to bike around or take a walk or a run.
So this is where one of the fishing pier.
And picnic areas. And the pier store, but I do not believe it's open, is it?
I do not believe it is.
But regardless, that's where it is. And bathrooms and all are up there.
And there's the boardwalk, and you can walk out to the end of that. There's a fishing pier, or you can access the beach.
And then we come back out here and continue on our loop. This is another one of those parks that has been affected by hurricanes in the past.
Yes, and it's been completely rebuilt, and it's still being built.
Fun fact, this is one of the parks that we tended to come to back in our tent camping days, tent camping boating days.
I will say the park has changed a lot since then.
It has, but it's still one of our favorites. This is our first time here in our RV. Why, you ask? Because you can't get in. No. We were lucky.
Yeah.
We were lucky.
See some of the dunes off to the right.
There is a military station nearby, so you will hear planes coming and going. Jets. And usually along this trek you see deer. I don't know if we'll see any today or not.
Beautiful white dune beaches of
Yes.
the Panhandle.
It's like no other. It is. These are our favorite beaches in Florida. The Panhandle beaches.
The water is beautiful.
Another one? And even though we're here and it's been cold and rainy and windy and not really great beach days, it is still a beautiful place to be. And you can still go to the beach. And here is the beaches, Jetty, and day use areas.
Yeah, this is what I consider the main beach area.
Yes. I would imagine this place is packed in the summer. Here we are in January, and today is a Tuesday.
That's an overlook.
Right here. That's the overlook. And to get to the beach, you go through that opening up there in the bathhouse, and there is a walkway, a couple of walkways that'll take you to the beach. And the beach is phenomenal. It's so pretty.
Beach fish, that would be where you would go, right there.
Right.
Now they do have jetties. For all you guys fishing that know what jetties are, and they have a jetty accesses over here. Because they have a big long set of jetties going out into the water here. Jetties are rocks.
It's right out there. It's a red flag day.
Yeah, which would be out that way.
A lot of picnic areas. Oh, there's a look at the beach area. There's another access to the beach. Dogs are not allowed on the beach. Wah, wah. It would be nice if Florida State Parks would allow like a little portion of their beach for dogs, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But they don't.
Figure if you've got 3 miles of beach, give us a 50 yards for dogs.
Yeah. Okay, coming back to the main road. I'm sure this road has a name.
Park Road, I think it's called.
And so you might see some trails off to the right here and there. That goes to Gator Lake, but I don't think those are official trails. And then over here is just some beautiful wetland and where you can see birds. And Gator Lake, you can see birds as well.
That's a very popular photo shoot place.
Oh yeah, there's like dozens of herons there.
There's an island in the middle of it that they roost on.
Right, but yeah, this is the woods, and there's a little path there, 3/10 of a mile. And there you can walk right out and have a look.
Continuing on our tour, we will now approach the camp store, the boat ramp, there's a playground, and another trail.
Yes, and in case...
a big dip.
Yeah, there are dips here. In case you're wondering how far it is from the campground to the beach, it is 1.5 miles from our campsite to the beach. I clocked it.
Camp store.
Okay, yeah, here's the camp store.
They sell bait in there, coffee, rent golf carts, all kind of stuff.
Right there. They have souvenirs in there as well. There's a extra parking lot right there and another dip. A big dip. And this brings us to the boat parking area, the boat ramp area, and the trail. Yeah. It's a fishing pier.
Into what they call the Grand Lagoon.
Yeah, there is a trail. You will see deer up in that trail. And there's some old sawmill equipment. And there is the bathroom, picnic area, playground over there. Part of that playground is covered. Awesome. Very scenic area. And the boat ramp and the fishing pier.
Ramp, fishing pier, and the shovel.
There you go.
There's the ferry boat.
Yep, you can see it. And then as we're leaving here, you're going to see a road, and that it goes to a closed part of the campground. So
Under construction.
Right. Right through there. It is blocked off. So I'm sure there are plans to refurbish it.
All right, drum roll. We're headed to the campground.
Woohoo!
As soon as we manage through the potholes.
Right.
There we go.
Passing the camping store over there, coming to the three-way stop. All right, now this is the road we came in on, the main road. and we turned off to do that little loop. So now we're heading back. If we just kept driving, it would take us right out of the park.
Yep, so we looped.
There are sand spurs in these parts. None in the camp. Well, there are a few in the campground, but
They're not terrible, but they are every now and then.
yeah, but they're not. They're pretty terrible through here. So over there, it's just a little pull off and a little walk out to look at the wetlands. So
Basically.
here's more of that road leading to the campground. So all in all, well, like I said, it's 1.5 miles to the beach. I know the park website, I think, says 2 miles of road, but plenty of room to ride your bike on these roads, and the campground. And the campground is a scenic bike ride because you go along the Grand Lagoon, right?
The Grand Lagoon.
And there are dunes. I don't know if you can see them off to the side, but everywhere you go, there are dunes.
Okay, here we go to Campers Drive.
It's your first left when you come into the park. Somebody missed it when they came into the park. And it wasn't Gary.
No.
I own it.
Yeah. I kind of got a clue when it said Campers Drive. I probably should turn here.
Well, there was a golf cart there and a truck leaving. This is a old closed dump station. So no dump station here.
Everything's sewer.
Everything's sewer. Full hookup sites, y'all. Nice. And they do have some tent sites. And we've seen tent folks stay in the RV sites too.
So our first is we're gonna go to the right.
To the right.
Past the dumpsters. Into this camping area here. Starts with 1
So
on the right.
We'll catch the right going and the left coming back.
And
So
ends with 92.
there's what it looks like going forward. And I will show you sites that do not have people. There's site number 5 as we're going by.
Now check your length on some of these sites are shorter than others.
They are.
So yeah, just be wary.
So then we have 6, 7, 8 where that travel trailer is. And it just goes up. 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 11 and 12. Not a bad site. You're either waterfront or water view. Nice dunes behind there. And then going to site 13, right there. Nice deep site.
And then we have these. Glamping tents.
Glamping tents. There's glamping tent 16, glamping tent 17, and we passed one right back there. There's probably glamping tent 15. There's 18, 19, and a bathroom. I think there's 4 bathhouses here.
And there's quite a few. And there's 20.
And right out here is, you got cornhole, picnic area, fire pit, giant checkerboard, all the things for the fun. And we keep going.
Stop sign and go to another loop, which is 21 through 79.
Right, 21 through 79. There's your view though right here. So now we have left and right.
We have the 23, 24.
25, 26, 27. So you get the idea. Again, this is one of those big parks. There's a couple of empty ones, 29 and 31. 30 on the right. 32 on the right. 35, a pull through. There are some pull through sites here.
Yeah, there are a couple.
So continuing straight, if you go to the right, that takes you to another bathhouse. Okay, there's a closed area. Temporarily closed, which means All that's gonna be open one day. Yay!
You see in the distance, that's the camp store and the boat ramp.
Yeah. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. There's a short one, 58 right there, right on the water. There's site 60 right on the water. And then you can see some of these on the other side.
These pull-throughs.
Yeah, 63 is where that Class A is leaving. 62, 64, 66, 65 on the inside, 67, and 68.
There's 66.
66 is empty. There you go. Got a little path down to the water. And we go on.
69, 70, 71, 72 on the left. Nothing on the right.
Yeah. And these are back to back in now.
Yep. There's a schoolie.
Yeah. 72. The cool thing about this park is, one thing I love about this park, checkout is at 1 o'clock.
Check-in is 3.
Yes, but they'll let you in early. Here's 76 right there. And 78. 2 water sites, and 79's on the other side. And then we go straight
to another section of the campground.
Yep. That's where we just passed.
We're going to 80 through 158 now.
So you have this nice little green space right through here. See what I mean about riding your bike around here? And they have the bike walk lane over here on the right, which is so nice. You're not having to really dodge traffic. You have a little place to walk.
There's your glamping tents again.
Yeah, right over there. And now we're heading to sites 80 through 158. $80, $81 right there, $82. Now we'll focus on the right this time because we already hit those on the left. So $83 and $84. So like we say, pay attention to your length because those are pretty short right here. $83, $84. We'll show you our favorite site coming up too. We're taking notes for next time. Or maybe we shouldn't tell our favorite site, right? And just keep it a secret. 87's right there. Boats out there, it's so pretty. Yes.
89, 90, 91. 92 would be the pull-through right by the stop sign.
And that's one we like. Is that our favorite though?
It's pretty good. Got a big view of
92.
the
Yeah,
Grand Lagoon.
there's some folks out there, so we're not gonna dilly, but
We might dally.
yeah. And then we go, this is another good one, 93 right there. 93 has a really nice view of the boats. And actually, 96 right there is not a bad one either.
That's another one of my favorites.
Yeah. We've been taking notes. We have A, B, and C. 97, 99, and there are also sites on the other side. 100 was right there, 101, 102 on the right, and there we are at 104. And we can get down to the water, and Mr. D has fish down there. And there are tides here, so be forewarned. Right there, plenty of room between you and your neighbor. There's 105. We got a little stretch here of nobody's home. It's the in-between time. 106 and 107. Waterfront sites. And then there's the sites on the left. 109 right there, 111 to the right. Little brush behind 111 there. Might be a little hard to get down to the water. 114 to the left, 115 to the right. Again, grassy area. I'm not sure if that would be a good fishing area, would it?
Nah.
119, 121, but in almost no matter where you are, there's just a few places here that you won't be able to see the river. We'll show the water. There's 123 and 124, and we'll show you that.
I'm going to go across the road right now.
To 125 and 146.
This is like an area that's tucked back up in the woods.
Now this is out of the wind too.
Yeah.
So which is nice. I actually like this area.
There's a big pull through there, right? 129.
Yeah, 129, and I don't know what the other one is. We'll find. Oh, 127 and 129. Those two pull throughs. 130 right there, and then 131, and the empty site right there is 132, and 133. And there's a few camp posts here and there. And some woods, and then the last one here is 135. There's a couple more on up here. Dunes around. Stay off the dunes though. That's 136 and 137 tucked up in here.
Now we're going to come out. There's 138 with a tent.
Yep, 138, 139.
See, like they do put tents on camping sites, so.
140. Yeah, we've seen quite a few. 141. So the thing with tents, I don't think you have to pay the electrical fee. So you save $7 a night. Okay, there's tent sites 142 through 144 right up there, up that walkway. There's a couple people there.
Yeah, behind the Mini.
Yeah, and 145 straight ahead. And site 147 is a pull through. And 148 up here a pull through. And another bathhouse, and there's another bathhouse straight ahead. Bathhouse number 4. 153 is a pull through right there, and we just passed another pull through. I think it was 151, right?
This is 155, 156 on the left.
Yeah, these feel a little closer together right through here. And then right up here is the ADA site where that black truck is.
157.
And another bathhouse.
And 158.
Heading back around to Rough Road, and I'll focus here on the left side so that you can see as we're going back.
98, 100, 101 where that wilderness is. 103 where the Odyssey.
Yep. And then we're home sweet home, back to Rough Road.
So that was our tour, St. Andrews State Park here in Pensacola, Florida, or Margaritaville.
Which is close by, by
close
the way.
by, yep. It's right up the street, Panama City Beach.
Good food.
Yes.
Good margaritas.
They got frozen concoctions. Anyway, so back to this is a little wrap-up thing going on here. We have our site here. It's a gravel site. It's a level site. We've got 30, 50 amp. We've got water. We got sewer. Every site in this park has sewer. The dump station's not even open, but you do have sewer connections at all sites. On this site, we got the Grand Lagoon behind us here that we can look out there and see. We have good Verizon service here. It's like 5G, you know, with 3 or 4 bars. We have no issues with Verizon service. Now the rest of the park, the sites are different lengths. So depending on what size rig you have, you need to check the site length before you book it, because a lot of these sites that are, especially these around down the lagoon part here, some of those sites look a little shorter than just like the site that we have.
Sites, yeah. And they do have some pull throughs along here, which is
yes,
nice.
They do. Now there is one section that's off over that way that is not on the lagoon. It's in a wooded area. It's this little little loop down here, right there.
Right, and the other sites, you're going to have a water view or a waterfront site, so it's pretty amazing. Yes,
they have 4 comfort stations, I think is what we call them now. I call them bathrooms. With the one that's right over here has a washer and a dryer in it. They have them staggered out throughout the park.
Yeah, they're spaced out
linear.
nicely.
Yes. There is a section down at the end that's closed. It's being remodeled from the storm damage, and it looks like they're adding about, I want to say 12 more sites down at that end of the campground.
Ish.
Yeah, for the future, somewhere around there.
And also, in addition to the glamping sites, they have tent sites down this way.
Down that way.
But also, you can camp at one of these sites, at one of the RV sites.
Yeah, you can put
in
your tent on an RV site if you
Yeah.
choose to. Yes. So, in the middle, as you saw, they have some recreational things down there. You know, the cornhole and the life-size chess thing on the ground. And
There's one thing, if you
Okay.
like to run or ride your bike, just this campground loop, if you walk the whole campground and follow the one-way directions, it's about 1.5 miles. So that's how spread out it is.
there you go.
That's not counting the park roads, which
Right.
we're going to talk about now.
Yeah. So if you leave the general camping area here, this pretty big area actually, and the next thing you're going to come to is like the camp store. There's a playground there. The boat ramp's there. There's also a pier there that you can fish off of, and when they're running, the ferry is there to go across the lagoon to Shell Island. I don't think it starts until March, but I'm not quite sure. But somebody told me they saw a sign that says opening in March.
Right.
So we'll just leave that at that. But the camp store is nice. They have fishing bait in there. They actually rent golf carts that you can, if you want to ride a golf cart around, you can rent golf carts there. And you know, the other rental items that they have in there. Plus they got the snacks and all that in there too. So that's the camp store. There's also a trail that runs behind the playground there where the camp store and the boat ramp is. There's a trail there that goes along well, that would be considered a beach area there for partway, then winds its way back around the salt marsh.
Right. On that trail, there's a certain point that you can't take your dogs beyond.
Right.
Because no dogs on the beach, and it kind of goes along the beach.
And I think that's
but on the other part, you can.
I believe I read that's like a 0.7 of a mile hike loop if you want to do that. But that's the first thing you'll encounter as you leave the camping area. And this road that you leave, all it does is loop around and it comes back out at the check-in station.
Right.
So all you're
almost
doing
right
is a
back
big
there.
loop, and along this loop, you've got like 3 different areas you can go to when you're going around the loop. And I see all that looping I'm doing? Okay. So once you loop to the camp store, you're going to go up to the next loop along the road, which is like I call it the first beach area.
Well, before that, there was Gator Lake.
There's Gator Lake, which is people take a lot of pictures there. There is a hike there. It's like a short hike.
Like a third
of a mile. But there's an island in the middle of Gator Lake that birds nest in.
And all around.
And you see people out there with the big mile-long cameras.
Yeah.
Out there taking their pictures of the nesting storks and cranes and whatever's out there on the island and the woods around on the other side of the lake there. Very scenic. There's also another overlook to the marsh that you can walk out on, and overlooks the marsh.
Right. There's some marshy areas on the other side of the road. It's a scenic road, but go ahead, and then what's next?
And you can take your dogs and walk, but be careful for sand spurs.
There's more sand spurs once you get out of the campground area.
Right.
There's a few here, but not bad. But along that road, there's a lot of sand spurs.
So once you leave the camp store, you go to the Gator Lake, then you go up to the next, which I call the first beach area. It's where you'll have the beach area access. That's also access to the jetties for the people who like to fish jetties. It's a big long jetty that goes out. It's easy to get to the jetty. You can ride a bike right to the jetty, but once you get to the jetty, you're going to be rock hopping.
Yeah.
So, but the access to the beach there it's a great beach, typical of this area of Florida.
Beautiful white sand.
White sandy dune
gorgeous.
beaches, beautiful water.
And the interesting part about this beach is you have it's like a drop off. So you walk out onto the beach, and then it goes down, and the beach and the water is on out that way.
Yeah,
so
you got like a
cool.
cliff to your back,
Yeah,
but
a
it's
sand
like it's
cliff. Be
sand
careful.
cliff, like 8 foot it's not huge.
There's different places along the way you can go down to the water.
We see people digging in there for shells that are buried up into the
quite
ledge.
the shell hole there.
So and of course there's restrooms and all that at that beach area. So once you finish that beach area, you keep on going around Park Road, and you'll come to what I call the second beach area, which you can go there, and there's a fishing pier there that you can walk on. It goes out into the Gulf. The very end of it, where Tees was closed from storm damage, but you can still walk way out on that pier, and you can also swim or beach surf fish there if you are a surf fisherman, or just shell collect and whatever. A lot of beach.
A lot of beach. And as you're driving around this loop, there's nice dunes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everywhere on both sides of the roads there are dunes. And in Florida, you're not supposed to walk on the dunes.
Right,
so you know.
They're protected.
And you might see deer.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there's birds, deer, birds.
There's also a restroom facility at that location, and there's also pavilions. I forgot to say, if you want to go there, there's a place where you can eat.
Large parking lots.
Big parking lots.
I expect it gets really busy in the summertime.
So once you would leave that one, then you would just continue around the road if you wanted to, say you were doing a bike ride or something like that, and you would just loop on around till you came back out to where you checked in at, and then you would just get back on the main road and come back to the campground.
And it's about a 2-mile long loop.
Yeah, it's
to go
around 2 point something maybe.
Yeah, it was 2.2 from our campsite.
Something
when
like that.
We did the whole loop.
So so that's pretty much the park. I've seen young men out, or well, in this case they were young men out there. Of course, I'm not eliminating girls, but out there they were surfing.
I saw girls surfing.
Did you? Okay, so people are out there actually surfing.
Yeah.
Or fishing, or swimming, or shell collecting.
Not a lot of people swimming though.
Right, but the water was in the 60s.
It's been a little chilly this week.
So there's a lot of, I guess, water activity here would be the main deal here, but the aesthetics of the park itself are to me worth coming to. Just sitting here in the afternoon looking at the Grand Lagoon is great.
It's beautiful, and it smells. You can smell the salt in the air. It's just amazing.
So if you want to do stuff outside of the park, well, just pick your poison. There, you name it. In season, all up and down this road to where they're going toward Panama City Beach, there's a Walmart, about a 20-minute drive from the campsite if you need to go to Walmart, but there's also other stores. But there's everything in the world that you can imagine, once again, up and down the road, and there's a lot of amusement parks along the way. There's like Ferris wheels, mini
touristy.
golf, go-kart riding, shops that you can go in. There's some shops there. Everything's $10 or less.
And is it $10?
I think it was $9.99 or less, wasn't
oh,
it? Yeah.
No, not everything. There is a $9.99 store.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't say $10 though. We have no idea how much everything costs. There's a pier there you can walk out on, and very beautiful sunsets. It's right across from Margaritaville.
Yes, if you go down into Panama City Beach to that,
and that
massive tourist area where Margaritaville is.
It took us like 20 minutes to get there, so it's like right there.
And there's a huge pier there, and there's all kind of stuff there.
Yeah.
I mean, not just Jimmy Buffett's restaurant, but you name it.
All kinds of
restaurants there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And shops and chocolate. I saw a chocolate shop.
Yeah, there's that. And then we passed a Hershey's ice cream store.
Yeah, so
I didn't get to stop.
Lot to do in the area.
Right.
But if you come here, really you never need to leave the park, because this is so beautiful and scenic, and you've got plenty of space to explore, or just go chill out on the beach.
Yep. So I think we've covered the site, the park, and the outside areas. We actually went to Margaritaville and had what would you call that? A 3 o'clock dinner? 4 o'clock dinner.
We had a late lunch.
A late lunch.
Or early dinner, however you want to look at it.
The food was good there.
Yeah, and not crowded at all. I can just imagine that place does get very crowded in season.
Yeah, I would say that March starts the season around this area. It seems my talking to people, I would say we're probably just a little bit before the crowd hits. But during the peak summer seasons, when it's warmed up and the beaches are hopping, this place would be...
But in saying that, this campground stays pretty booked.
Yes.
So if you're thinking about coming here, book early. In Florida, you have to book 11 months. You start booking 11 months in advance. So check the website for current prices here when you go to register or reserve your spot. And you can see the current pricing here. But do
Right.
know that there is that $7 electrical charge on top of your daily campground fee, your
Right.
nightly
The
campground
nightly
fee.
campground fee.
We enjoyed our stay. We hate to leave. I mean, wouldn't you? It's so
Yes.
beautiful.
We've
But-
had a wonderful 3 or 4 weeks of beach and sun.
Florida State Parks.
Here in the Florida Panhandle.
Can't beat 'em. Back in our home state. Now
Yep.
we're going to head to St. Mark's National Forest area and Ocklaconee River State Park.
Yep, and that's a pretty big river when it comes towards the Gulf.
Yeah.
It widens out, it gets really big.
Making our way back to Central Florida.
Yep. So, we would appreciate it if you would click like and subscribe.
Hey, drop in the comments, where are you right now?
Yeah.
And if you met us somewhere, drop where you
Yeah,
met us
say
at.
hi.
Say hello.
Follow us on our journey. This is Gary and Sharon, Rough Road RV Life. We like looking at freedom, especially in sunshine like we have today.
Especially this. I'm ready to shed this coat. It's starting to warm up.
Take care, people.
Happy travels. Bye.
Take care. Bye.